Good morning. Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a restful night's sleep. If you are in another country and you were up all night trading crypto, congratulations. Crypto, lots and lots of mooners last night that did wonderfully. Check all my settings. Looks like sound is coming through okay. I see some of the regulars. Hey, Greg. Hey, Veronica, Benjamin, Neb, Jeff. I know that some of you didn't get the YouTube reminder link early today, so we'll figure out if we can send it out just a little bit earlier so you can have it. Thanks, Dragon Man, for that heads up. And if you want to take a screenshot of my chart, these are my trading view settings. The yellow bars are just inside bars to help them pop out to me. The bottom, the TTM squeeze. I am primarily an options trader during the day, so I like to find energy storage and an oscillator that really shows me when something is really building up this energy for a potential move. So I'll delete this now. So ES is bouncing. Yellen made news about inflation or made comments about inflation. It pulled back. Whatever reason you want to assign to this pullback, we still held the daily 21 EMA, which is important to me. I am a price action trader first. I would have preferred for it to hold. It did hold the 41.1050. I wanted it to hold up here, but either way, we are above the 21 EMA. On ES, on the 4-hour, we are looking for a lower high relative to 41.8450. 41.8450, we're coming into the underside of that 50 MA. The question is where or if we will top out. We just had some news, some ADP job news. The news looked to be positive. However, we're still 8 million jobs below the COVID high. Whatever that fundamentally means, it means that we may top out here below 41.8450. Plenty of room for higher low relative to that low of 41.2050. To keep your life simple, I would just stay on the hourly. Hey, MJ Trader, good to see you. Hey, Davey. Hey, Luzmar. So basically, to keep your life simple, stay on the hourly chart. We just made an hourly higher high at 41.79. Again, the question is, will we get over that 41.8450? Key support 41.6175, then the low of this move 41.2050. This move up has been wonderful for the dead cat bouncers. No, we don't like to bounce dead cats. That is just a terminology for trading when you have this big selling and then the bears cover and then you bounce. The question is this a dead cat bounce? Is this just bears covering, or is this really bulls buying? And there's a difference, and we don't know the difference till price action confirms. We don't know who's in control behind the scenes, and we don't need to know. Price action will tell us, and volume will tell us. If we have high volume, I need to find a better drawing tool. If we have high volume into the day, then that means that we have more bulls because the bears have already covered here. Lots of bears have covered. So volume will tell us who's in control, and we will just trade the price action. On NASDAQ has been weaker. Let's do our game that we do on the 15-minute. For NASDAQ, we're holding the 135.9775. We're pretty well below the 200 MA. YM, we are above the 200 MA. RTY below. NASDAQ below. ES, we're fighting it. Okay, so the strength is, RTY has a larger percentage gain, but that does not mean it's stronger. So if you look over here to the top right, we have the 0.63% for NASDAQ. It just had a larger drop. That doesn't mean it's necessarily stronger this morning. So the Dow still looks great. Let's zoom out. I know the Dow is pretty upset that it messed up its beautiful chart it had going on yesterday, but we still have a weekly bull flag in progress on YM. It is still stronger. RTY is range bound, but I just made a comment in the Chart Guys community that I like that it's holding the 8 EMA on the weekly and we're storing energy. You can look on the 3-day. We have a TTM squeeze, just means we're really building pressure here. So the longer in place, the higher in space, or the longer in place it rips off the bull's face if it's to the downside. So either way, it should have a nice move on IWM, which is RTY futures. By the way, I'm Chart Gal Lori from the Chart Guys, and we do technical analysis education. We have a thriving community, and we go over marijuana, crypto. We have 3 live shows a day where we take your requests. This show, I primarily go over the Fab Four futures. I go over commodities, cryptos, and movers and shakers, and our technical setups that I'm watching into the day. So that's who I am. So back to the Fab Four futures. RTY, I'm watching for a potential move in this energy storage, and NASDAQ is still the sickest of the bunch. I heard CNBC say that they're having a fangover. So instead of a hangover, the FANG earnings last week, Apple, Amazon, all the big earnings, they're having a fangover. I thought that was pretty cute and accurate. So on RTY, support 2252, 2222, resistance 2260 and 2261. YM, we broke this resistance 34,135. We broke it by $4. That's not a really big break. So I would still deem this a tightening range equilibrium. 4-hour inside bars is what I would call this, multiple 4-hour inside bars. So Dow again looks really strong. Let me give you those levels of support: 34,104, 34,052, resistance 34,139. And then we're looking up at 34,144. So a little double top on YM right now. But I will continue to highlight the sectors that are just looking beautiful. IYT transportation is just a beautiful chart. Look at that. That's a chart that you print from mom's fridge. You say, look, mom, look, that is a beautiful bull chart. That's the kind of bull chart that you say, mom, print it. I love it. Okay, ITB home builders, beautiful. I was just looking this morning, Louisiana Pacific. This was a name I was watching because we know lumber has been mooning. This is a mooning chart. It pulled back for just a little bit and then said psych and then ran back up to the upside. So I'm a little cautious up here. So the entry was back in here on names like LPX to take advantage of the lumber move. But overall, I want to be finding names down here before they make their move, and that's what I'm looking to the gun names for. We know the steel names. Infrastructure trade is large and in charge. We've been trading NUE. Lamont posted that in the swing room. Looks beautiful, infrastructure trade. So we want to find names that are doing this, storing that energy right before the explosion. So Dow looks great to finish that story. Gold. So gold, again, giving up gains. It is just like a drunk, I don't even know what to call it. It's just all over the place. So how can we get some clarity? Let's just keep going out, out, out. Nope, no clarity there. So on the daily, we are within yesterday's range right now. So we had an inside bar, broke to the bullish side, then came back down. Right now, the most important thing for me is we're holding the 8 EMA. So holding the 8 EMA, you may be able to bottom fish this low 1769. We bottom fished that last week. It's happening again right here, right now. So 1769 may be an area to bottom fish. Gold 1783.40 would be your resistance. So you're going to be looking at names, excuse my handwriting with a mouse, GDX, GDXJ, GLD. So with gold, you may be able to get some bottom fishing opportunities today. That actually looks like a decent setup risk reward wise. And oil is still going. So it's Wednesday. We have oil inventory at 10:30 this morning. Don't forget, it will and could impact price. I don't ever care about the actual numbers anymore. I don't look at it. As far as the inventory, I just watch price action. Potential hourly bull flag in play. We have support at 66.27, 66.03. Oil is looking beautiful. Bitcoin still pulling back. The alts are running the show. And here's our frown. We like to talk about frowns. Look at that frown. You can print this for mom's refrigerator too and say, Mom, this is a perfect moving average frown where it's telling me price is steeply pointing to the downside. So what does a rounded top or rounded bottom even mean? So a rounded bottom just means that the bulls are steady buying the dip. As the bears push it down, bulls say not so fast, not so fast. And they have to keep working on it till they can turn the tide. Oh, that looks like teeth on my smile. Till they can turn the tide. So rounded bottom, that's the bottom of a cup and handle. Well, same thing with rounded tops. That's where bulls are trying to push up price and bears say not so fast, and then they start turning the tide to the downside. Well, that's what's happening with Bitcoin is we have pressure, we have momentum, we have this momentum pointing to the downside with a 50 MA. Overall, we have an hourly higher high, higher low. We have support at 54,000, 53,000, resistance 5586195, 5666272. The altcoins are where it's at. I just made a post this morning in crypto alts that really the money is flowing to the Robinhood alts. I even made, is it going to show here yet? I made a Robinhood alt. Look at those numbers. Ethereum. We have ETC, BCH, Doge, BSV, LTC, BTC, and ETH. These are the crypto coins in Robinhood, and this is where the money is flowing because it's easier access. I'm part of a mommy group where we clip coupons. Yes, I do that. I like to save money. So they're all talking about Robinhood and Doge, and you know that we are reaching the tip of this iceberg when the mommy Facebook couponing group is talking about Robinhood. So these are the ones where the money is flowing. So just watch these names. They'll provide lots of volatility. If you can short these names, they will provide opportunity to the downside. But as always, please be careful. Let me go back to my list. Okay, ETH. ETH is looking great. Potential hourly bull flag. You have support at 3226, 3207, resistance 3412, and 3432. So if you wake up and you had Ethereum last night, and you're like, what? This doesn't look great. It's all right compared to those other coins. Sideways is a direction. And when we moved up this fast to go sideways, that's a check in the bull's corner. So just remember that. Parabolic moves are difficult to sustain because you're not building structure. You want to build a ceiling, build a floor, build a ceiling, build a floor, and build your building on the way up in order to maintain price action, because when you fall, you can just meld down like we did yesterday with NASDAQ. So I would say this is healthy. And again, a point in the bull's corner on Ethereum. Litecoin, nice move. You have resistance down at 324.76, 322.21. I was posting over in crypto alts this squeeze. It was building up nicely. We could see from LTC, BTC, which is the coin pairing, where we looked at Litecoin is gaining an edge over Bitcoin, and it showed us it was gaining an edge. We had a squeeze. You could bottom fish that higher low, and then we just had a beautiful move. All right, that's it for crypto. Just kind of checking around, make sure. Hey, Keyshawn. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Barry. All right. Yeah, we're going to kick you out if you pump the coins. We love, love, love technical discussion. You won't find a group of traders. I can honestly say this. You will not find another group of traders that loves to talk about technical analysis more than the chart guys. We love discussing technical analysis, but we do not like pumping and dumping. We don't promote that. We don't support that. And the chart guys has had plenty of opportunity to pump things for money, for remuneration. Man, that's a long word for this time of morning, or compensation, but they have decided not to. So please don't do that in our chat room. Honest Company. Speaking of honestly, the Honest Company IPO, I think it's supposed to start today. It's priced at $16 a share. The HNST is the ticker. What can you do with this information? Me, nothing. Honest company, decent company. It's nothing. It's not a disruptor in my opinion. And I like to buy IPOs that are disrupting as far as from an investing perspective. But I can't trade anything until you give me price action. So if the Honest Company wants to honestly open up over here and give me an EQ, then I can trade it, because then I have price action to work from. But otherwise, just opening up at $16 a share does nothing for me, because I can't buy that because I'm not investing in the company and I'm a technical analysis trader. I need to trade technical analysis. Okay, so I need to trade price action. So FDX is on my radar. I know y'all remember this UPS last week. Wasn't that a beauty? That was just a beauty. We were talking about it over in here. and this sucker is still going. They killed, absolutely crushed earnings. And now FedEx is having a sympathy play. It's had a beautiful big move, not quite as the large percentage of UPS, but this chart just looks pretty. Let me zoom in one more time frame. Don't want to make y'all dizzy. So on the weekly, we have this rounded. It's not as rounded as you would like to see. Little cup and handle type action. Don't get technical, like absolutely that's not a cup and handle. I'm using my technical judgment and subjectivity to say that this is cup and handle-esque. So yesterday we tested the 30566 and we couldn't break through. So if you're a die-hard bear and you're like, this thing is ran too hard, I want to short it, then wait for price action to come up into 30566, then get that little higher high, lower high, and short that lower high. But for me, I would be looking for a long opportunity with this beautiful chart that showed strength. Even though it closed red yesterday, that was still a bullish move. Even if it was red, it's still a bullish check in the bull's corner because they withstood the market weakness. So FDX looking good. 306.19 is pre-market resistance, which beats the all-time high, but we need to do it in regular trading hours. 305.15 is your support. Facebook looks great. Why does Facebook look great? We pulled back huge. This is what I wanted it to do. Let's talk about gaps. We haven't talked about gaps a lot in here yet. So we have a gap. Let me mark it for you. At 310.92. I tend to mark these with the price label right here. So 310.92, there's a gap right there on Facebook where we gapped up into earnings and then we just been giving it all back. Do all gaps have to be filled? No, not all gaps have to be filled. That's a misnomer. However, it can act as a magnet because we're constantly trying to go back and fill all price action to build that support. So if these were the volume shelves over here, I should do this with a rectangle. If we have volume shelf over here and we didn't get a lot of volume at that price, we got a lot here, just bear with me on this analogy or this terrible drawing. Here, what happens is price will go back and fill this and back and fill this. So we end up having pretty even volume profile shelves. So what that means is we don't have a lot of volume here because price gapped up. Now we're just doing a little back and fill. So we're coloring in the lines on the volume shelf. So yesterday we hit 313.12. We came within, what is that, $2.20 of that gap fill. I would have much preferred it to fill that gap before we resume higher, but not all gaps have to be filled. Okay, so that's my gap discussion. So on Facebook, we had a nice bounce. So now we're looking for a higher low relative to 313.26 and possible move higher. This looks like a constructive chart. This may be a long opportunity. Let me give you resistances on shorter term time frame. You have resistance at 320.45, yesterday's high 322.19. You have support here 319.09, 317.35. Okay, let's look at coin. Y'all ask about coin all day, every day, and that's all right. But if you really want some customized technical analysis responses, join the Chart Guys community, and we do this live 3 times a day. So on coin, let me get my bearings. I haven't looked at it today. So we broke the low of over here, 282.07. That's called black dirt breakdown. What does black dirt breakdown mean? That means that we have no support below. There is no price history below 275.61 now. There's nothing. So overhead, we have, if you have a blue sky breakout, that means you're in all-time high territory and have no baggage overhead, no trauma. Well, black dirt breakdown, RSI, doesn't mean as much because we have no support below us. We have no price history. So on the hourly, we got oversold. We bounced. We're getting over that 283.90, which is good. Yesterday's high, 292.19. Let me mark that. Sometimes TradingView is not completely accurate. So, okay, that looks right. So the odds that we get over 292.19 are pretty low. So if you said, Lori, gun to your head, you must comment right now what's going to happen, I would say an inside bar. You had a very large range yesterday, and that may be the case on a lot of names. You had 275.61 to 292.19. The odds are that we bangarang within that range today, unless some real bulls come out swinging or bears come out swinging. I would expect a lower high relative to 292.19 and then just tighten up. But do not force your will upon a stock just because you got long. Not all conditions are always ideal for entering a stock long. So just remember that and don't bring the emotions into it. Google on the daily, I love that it held 22.40.32 yesterday. We bounced within $16. I actually think this is a nice ad opportunity on Google overall, so I'm watching it for a long opportunity. But again, we may stay within that range. Yesterday's high 3324.99, low 2256.68. I like Google to the long side for a swing. GM earnings beat and some guidance revisions. It's looking great this morning. Gap up. What can you do with the gap up? Not a lot right now. You have a high of 57.60. You got a double top. So bears will be looking to short 57.60. Bulls will be looking to go long, I would say in this area, $56, so $55.95, a prior resistance. If it were to pull back into that area, that may be a good long opportunity. I need to go faster. GSK, they had some positive news today. I don't always care about the news as much as I always care more about the technical setup, and we had multiple daily inside bars. So you TCG members, I think I posted this in Strat. If you want to post this in the general chat as well, I don't think I posted it there. I forgot. But we have multiple daily inside bars. You could use the Strat strategy, or you could just use your regular price action equilibrium price setup, trade setup. You have resistance at 37.71, support 37.43. They had positive news, so this could be breaking to the upside. All right, IWM, I went over that I like it on the weekly. That's tightening up and holding the 8 EMA. Shop looks good. Shop was a relative outperformer. Let's look at yesterday's price action. Look at that bounce. Which one of these things doesn't look like the other ones? Shop had a huge bounce compared to its other counterparts like Amazon, which has been extremely heavy this week after earnings. Lots of institutional selling. We can tell that by the volume, but Shop looks really nice. So I'm looking at Shop for a daily swing opportunity. I am a long-term bullish investor. However, I do get stopped out of being bullish when we have pullbacks that are a little severe. We broke that support by $15 and bounced. So watch Shop to the long side. Tesla's having a decent morning. Support 677.7, 675. Resistance 684.75. And then 684.99. And your SPY levels, have we changed? No. Here are your SPY levels if you want to take a screenshot. 417.48 is your pre-market resistance, then 418 support, 415.16, and 415. Thank you, virtual crickets. You know what, Stephen? You don't have to understand the strat. It's just an inside bar. It's a very black and white way of approaching trading. Sometimes technical analysis takes on these gray areas, and from my understanding of the strat, it's very black and white. Do this when this happens. If this, then that. And I think a lot of people, their brain, it works really well. So we all have to find our trading style. We all have to find it. Oh, thank you, Rob. All right, is there anything else? Less expensive stock, please, Joe. You know what, Joe? If IWM breaks out, then the small cap. So remember, IWM doesn't look as good. So let's look at that, and then I'll wrap it up and we can go listen to Dan. So IWM, look at this. We are going sideways on IWM, and look at YM, mooning. Okay, so that's why RTY, that's why the small caps are not doing as good. If you come in here every morning waiting for me to give you a penny stock recommendation, we're going to grow old together, because I don't trade penny stocks and they're high risk. I trade Dogecoin, I'll trade small altcoins, but for the most part, I don't trade penny stocks. We talked about MNMD yesterday or day before yesterday. Our group was looking for an oversold bounce. And here we didn't get it, we lost it, but we got that oversold bounce yesterday. Great opportunity. So let's wait. IWM, when it sets up, it'll give us more opportunity for small caps, but you can still get this the percentage on a $3,000 stock, 5%, is the same on a $5 stock. So don't get caught up and I have to trade the small caps. On OCGN, we do have a pre-market EQ here. Resistance $13, $13.30, support $12.80, $12.06. This has high volume this morning, so there's your lower price stock. Yes, please leave a like on the video if you can. TCG members, I'll see you over in the room. Thank y'all for joining us.